Hey there, Noodles. Hope y'all are having a great day. I'm having a pretty good day. I am already back home from work, and now I'm just, taking a break, playing some Minecraft, and seeing where today takes me. I need to cook this raw copper. I have a bunch back at my other base, but I'm a little afraid to try to go find it. But I guess I totally could. And I could bring a ton of copper back here. I think I have some of this stuff too, but I just want to go mining today, I think. So I might just do that. I might just go mine some deep slate and see if how much of it I can find and gather up. And then go from there because what fun is the world if you're not having fun and doing what you enjoy, right? At least that's how I see it. So I'm gonna do exactly that and we'll go from there. I have no torches though. That is the one problem. I do have a diamond pickaxe. I kind of just want to use it up because I started using it. So I might just use the crap out of this diamond pick until it runs out and collect a bunch of deep slate with it. I think that's the plan for today. But yeah, it's a little rainy out today. Um, it's not too much going on. I got a lemon lime Waterloo that I haven't cracked open yet. Might wait till I read the next recording to crack it open just to see how it tastes. I've actually never tasted the lemon lime Waterloo, and it looks kind of good, not gonna lie. I kind of like the idea of having this whole room just to mine out deep slate. So I think I'm just gonna do it like that. I'm just gonna mine this whole room as high and as wide as I comfortably can. And we'll just get a ton of deep slate picked up for my little roads out there. And I think I'm gonna expand this village. I want to make it like I think like close to double the size that it currently is, which would be pretty cool. I'm not too sure how long it's going to take me to get there, but if I have it double the size, I want to try to get one or two, I think two beds would be a good idea per house, and having the same um, tool in each house, like two of the same. So like two cartography tables, two stone cutters, just so I have a variety of two different types of villagers of each type. That way I don't have to like feel like I have to grind one or spend a bunch of like emeralds just to get one thing. I could like already have another villager that's like a decent level and just trade with them equally. Because I know like I think the stone cutters I can train a shit ton of like easy blocks to get, like cooked stone and stuff like that. I can trade all that to him, and I think he'll eventually give me a bunch of emeralds for it. And then I can kind of use him as a cash cow for emeralds since I'll have so many blocks. And then we'll be able to go from there with emeralds. And I want to, if possible, build one of those pyramids out of emeralds. I know emeralds is or it used to be the strongest. I don't know if they've upgraded it since. I really need to learn about Minecraft and be like, hey, what's different since this, and this. I need to take like a Minecraft test and test my knowledge on how much Minecraft things I know. Because if I don't know it, that means it's probably new. Because I've definitely been playing this game too long to not know everything about Minecraft. But, you know, it is what it is. I'll learn as we go. That's kind of like the best way to do it, in my opinion. So, but yeah, we're gonna sit here, chill, and mine some blocks. I don't really have too much to talk to you about today. Today's kind of like a filler episode. I had some good dinner last night. I'm probably gonna make some chicken and rice bowls tonight. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna have a good day and a good evening, and I'm gonna hang out with my cat, who's currently sitting on my lap, giving me or generating a ton of warmth that I don't need to feel right now because it's already kind of warm outside. Um, Ooh, I have a fun story. I found bugs at my work today. So like a couple months ago, we had an outbreak of flies because they brought a certain type of trash can because our trash compactor at our retail store was busted, right? So they decided, okay, we're gonna get one of those open style trash cans. We're just gonna throw everything in it because I guess that was the solution. That's what they did before a compactor was in the building. We didn't have a compactor in the building probably till I want to say December or maybe even January. We were throwing stuff into, well, I guess it wasn't that late. It might have been more so like end of November or end of December. One of the two. We finally got an actual compactor that was kind of working. It broke pretty quick. But that's another story about how the compactor broke and has broken like 4 times since then because people are dumb. But right now I'm talking about the bug I found today. Today I found a flying ant, and my manager didn't believe me. I told him, "Hey, bro, this is a flying ant. It's crawling around on the ground, and if it's crawling, it's probably a female that has eggs on her. She's gonna probably go find some fresh food to lay it in, and 2 or 3 days from now, someone's gonna find, or weeks from now, or however long it takes, someone's gonna find a massive ant problem." And you know what they did about it? Kind of laughed, told me that there was already uh, order in for them to have pest control come out, and then we moved on with our day. And I was a little surprised and a little disappointed, but at the same time, I was like, okay, if that's how you guys want to run this building, at least it's not my responsibility. Because, like, if it was my responsibility, I'd be going off if there was bugs in my retail warehouse where there's food and other things that just don't need to have bugs in them, around. But I guess my managers and all the higher ups really are at the point where they don't care. They'd rather like sell product than they would lose money on product. I was told the other day that we're keeping certain types of corn oil on the shelf because we have like a full pallet of 30 that are going to donations or should be donated on the 3rd of June. And everything else we have on the shelf currently is July 10th. And my manager told me to keep the June 3rd on the shelf. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear that. I'm going to put the stuff that is still not expired on the shelf, and I put the rest in the back room next to the donation pallets. I didn't donate them, but I left them next to the donation, so maybe they'll just happen to get donated by someone who realizes they're out of date and wasn't told directly, hey, don't throw these out. Because that way, then it's out of my control. I can just be like, yo, I just set them in the back room because they were expired like you told me to. You know, I didn't put them back on the shelf like you told me to because I didn't think that was the right thing to do. But, at least I didn't put them back into donations and go completely against your will. Dude, it's wild the amount of hoops you got to jump through in a retail workplace. I don't know. Just some of the things I do and go through on the daily. I have to take an actual minute sometimes and just breathe and be like, okay, Noodle, I understand you have a good noodly brain that, thinks more noodly than others. But, you gotta let it go. You gotta let all these dumb things go because these dumb people are gonna drive you dumb, mad shit crazy if you don't. And it's the truth. They will. If given the chance, your retail job will drive you crazy. But you can't let that happen, man. Especially if you work in, like, the type of retail I'm working, where you're working around not people necessarily, but more so uh, big big equipment that's very I wouldn't say difficult, but more of a challenge to use than it would be like working at your normal like smaller style of retail store, like a Sprouts or something, or even like an Aldi's. Like those are tiny compared to like the type of retail store I work in, and that's fine. But like dude, you still gotta run it like a retail store. You can't be selling expired stuff unless your name is Bargain Mart and you offer people expired stuff, and that's your job. But if you're offering, especially restaurants, food, I'm pretty sure it has to be in date for them to sell it to other people. So, and I know for a fact that one of the restaurants that we sold our meat to for the longest of times is no longer open. And when I found out that it was no longer open, I asked one of the people, because it's a restaurant that is quite literally next door to where my job is. I asked them where they were and what they were doing, and they said, well, we're trying to get the store back open, the restaurant back open, but it got closed down because their meat was expired and it wasn't being stored properly. So they got shut down because of it, and they had to pay some fines to the health department. So, yeah, not great. Not great at all. Be careful of what you eat out there, guys, because sometimes it just might not be the best thing for your belly, and you might not know who's cooking it. So like, you gotta be you gotta be careful about that shit because you don't want to be giving yourself like a tummy ache or something like that because that would be really 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 sad and it wouldn't be fun. And I don't think that anyone should have to go through the things that I've gone through with my tummy getting destroyed by, just normal things like IBS and other stuff like that. I already struggle with a lot of tummy issues, and going into a restaurant or working at a place that doesn't sell high quality produce or meat or just anything that can get you sick, dude, I'm sorry, but if it's like even remotely potentially moldy. I've read too many stories and watched too many YouTube videos about someone who didn't think something was bad and they had got a lifelong disease or they had lifelong problems ever since because they just ate something that they shouldn't have when they ate it. You know? So like y'all be careful out there and don't eat from my retail store. Will I tell you what retail store I'm from? No, because I don't want to dox myself, but be very careful with the food service companies that you buy from because even the ones that service very famous restaurants might not be giving out the best high quality food because it's easier that way, man. It's cheaper. It might be cheaper for the company for them to save a few dollars instead of and throwing out the meat that they should have on time or freezing it on time or relabeling it on time. Those are all things that I have seen and witnessed, unfortunately. um but I don't know. Let's get this deep slate. And I think after this layer, I should have enough deep slate to head back up to the surface, and I can start building my little pathways again for this village. So this is going to be, I feel, a very clean aesthetic. It'll be a very yin and yang, like black and white, maybe with some contrast, bright colors added to it here and there for different buildings, like a maybe make the fishery like have blue fire or lapis lazuli coming out of it or something. That'd be pretty cool. Or I'll you know, not do that. We'll see. Talking about lapis lazuli, that was crazy. I haven't seen any type of whatchamacall, anything other than deep slate in this entire room. So the fact that I found some lapis as I was talking about it is kind of crazy and unique, if you know what I mean. Like, there's always a lot of coincidences in this world, but like sometimes I feel like the universe is speaking to you and like just like giving you things that's like maybe you're speaking them into existence. Tired of smacking my head on that one too. Yeah, I definitely want to make this into like a minecart or something so I don't have to like hop up and down this even if I use stairs. But eventually we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. But I hope you all have a good rest of your day. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you all so much for watching. I know we didn't really do much in this video, and that's okay. Some videos are just filler, and that's what they're supposed to be. Alrighty, you guys have a good rest of your day. I'm going to go put some of this deep slate into a cutter and take a nap. Alright, bye. Love y'all. Go do something nice. Go do something nice today. I don't know what, but do something that, like, you normally don't do. How about that? That's a challenge to y'all. Go do something you've never done before or you don't usually do and see how it makes you feel. I don't know. That was a random challenge. If you don't like it, you don't got to do it, but that would be kind of a cool thing to do. All right, goodbye. I'm going to stop rambling. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.